Hey, good evening, YouTube. Basically a no vlog, short vlog day 32. Start keeping count again. Um, Obviously, Las Vegas shooting has pretty much encompassed everything today. Um, Up all night last night, tracking, seeing what was going on. By the time you went from two fatalities to 40 upwards, you knew it was going to be a long day today. So it looks like we got 59 dead at this moment. I'm sure there's other people in the hospital that are fighting for their lives, essentially. Um, a lot of stuff doesn't make sense that they're putting out in these press conferences. I still uh, believe I heard two different firearms firing in what sounded like in a couple of those videos. So I don't know how they come to the realization of one shooter, but we'll see how that plays out. Really, is hopefully everybody gets recovered that can, and we'll dig to the bottom of the rest of that afterwards. Obviously, the gun control crowd came out really early this morning. They didn't waste much time messing around with this one. They didn't want to. They weren't going to hide behind a bunch of cowboys getting shot up at a country concert. So they just came right out and called for gun control. Um, they had no business. They had no reason to mourn anybody. So they were just going to come out and go after their agenda. It was pretty apparent. Some person at CBS came out and said they weren't sorry for anybody because they were a bunch of Republicans, at a country western concert or whatever. Um, so even if it, no matter how the event happened, the way it's been manipulated after the fact and used to divide people, the divisive nature of people in very high places. It's not like this is just some random Twitter troll. These are people that control media and have high political office, seeking to divide the people right off the bat. Um, so it's more of the agenda in that respect, and that's getting a large play in the media. Um, Fortunately, none of it came out of Vegas, which is a good change of pace. No matter while the North and South do have our differences here, what happened there was definitely not what anybody would wish on anybody, regardless of location. I mean, many of those are people are from out of state, likely, and but with the nature of the concert, probably many people that are nearby border states driving in Southern California, Arizona, Utah, all that. So it's been a long day. I have to wrap it up here and get some rest and go back at it tomorrow. Um, it's just a reminder of just how uh, quickly things can go south, and that you never know when you leave the house, even if you're at home for that matter, what's going to happen. Um, I'm halfway way waiting for some other media type. I mean, I was shocked when they said the guy had lived in Mesquite, um, and then they said he had a house in Reno. He's got a house over in different states, so he's basically a rich guy, etc. But I was waiting for them to. When I heard he was from Mesquite, I was waiting for somebody to say to make the connection that he was part of the Bundy clan, and which wouldn't make any sense to shoot up a country western concert. But I was waiting for somebody to draw that to put that out there, and I haven't seen that on social media, fortunately. But that's about the only thing you haven't seen. Every other possible hypothesis. First, he was a left winger. First, then he was a white supremacist. Depending on which Twitters, I mean, people were just making stuff up, obviously, and not analyzing things. My first instinct was that if I'm reviewing the nature of the incident and the way it went down, I'm thinking Antifa. That was before the guy was even known who he was. Um, no one, what you know now, rich old white guy. Um, you know, that doesn't make sense either. Uh, so I don't know, folks. Strange times we're living. Obviously, things continue to get worse before they get better. Um, Many people have just been dreading the day that something like this would happen in Vegas because it is such a high profile area with large crowds like that. And people have often said it's just a matter of time, thinking that it would be, the Mumbai style or a large terrorist event. Um, but when you look at tactics used and stuff, you can also evaluate and say it could have been a whole lot worse. Uh, the guy being untrained did a lot of things that uh, made it actually could have been a lot worse. If he had just changed his room position a little bit, and plus expended everything that he had in his possession. I don't understand why these people that do these things have all this stuff in their possession still, and when they take themselves out, supposedly, that doesn't make any sense, right? Um, but it happens more often than not. It seems like I don't know, a lot of questions that I have that remain unanswered that we'll never get to the bottom of, I'm sure. So we'll see you all tomorrow. Live free.